Hi, Stardust Simulation. This is the first Stardust Simulation live, and I thought, what better place to do a live than out here on the lake, taking a coffee break. Um, Here, I'm going to show you where I'm at. There is the neighbor's house, and I'm just trimming up all of the growth that's right here, and got one turtle on the log down there. Usually that log is lined up with like, you got two turtles. It's lined up with like tons of turtles. Like today it had about 8 turtles on it, about 7 or 8 turtles today. So I'm out here, and then I used to have another customer. You can't see it from here, but if you go beyond that pier up through them trees in the cove or across from, there's another customer I had. At one time I had 3 customers in this neighborhood. So wanted to welcome you the to the live. Oh, there's another log over here at this neighbor's house that has a bunch of turtles on it right now. Can barely see them, but so I was going to do this live um, tonight. I was actually going to do it last night, but I spent the entire day trimming shrubs. Then when I got finished, I came back to where I'm staying, and I planted flowers and plants. So it was a long night. So I don't know why at the moment. I got a topic I'm going to share, but for some reason, this coffee, there's some kind of aroma coming from the coffee. It seems like that reminds me of cedar and whiskey. I know that sounds crazy, but um, it reminds me of some kind of alcohol. I don't know what that means. I'm just thinking about that. I don't know. But anyways, I'm out here, and this is the first live, and I'm about to speak in such a way that will not make sense. It may come across as like what are you talking about? Like, it may seem like it's some kind of a code. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to keep refining and sculpting the wording to describe what I'm wanting to say. But I thought it would be go ahead and be a good time and appropriate place to speak on this subject. Um, I'm not saying this is true. I'm not going to claim that it's true, but I am going to say that uh, let your imagination go you know where you want it to. Um, with this, so we're just going to have a playful time here in a moment. So you're watching me in real time craft this and figure this out. My memory was erased. I'm a mul- my memory was erased to make me forget that I am an eternal, multi-dimensional being floating through infinite realities, infinite experiences, right now this reality feels like it lasts for a long time, many years. That's what it feels like. But in reality, it's only a blip. I dove in and I'm about to dive right back out. I'm a multi-dimensional traveler, which means I travel through time, space. But once I got here, my memory just wiped out. Then, as if I like lost all my memory. I have some sort of amnesia. Um, so as I continued further on what seemed like a linear timeline, I began to receive tiny bits of information, not directly, but it was all in front of me. And as I picked from these bits of information, it made me become a little bit more aware, a little bit at a time. And as I picked and gathered the information, I took it and rolled with it. And I thought it was leading me in one direction. And but what happened was I was beginning to wake up to my true nature and who I really am. And when that happened, I was still not aware, but I was constantly met with an opposing force to kind of like pull me back down a bit, to take me away from it, from the knowledge that I was, the awareness that I was waking up to. It kept doing this over and over and over again. And eventually, skip forward, I arrived at a point later on this timeline. I arrived at a point to where I became even more aware, to where I became aware that potentially things could change in this reality if I just were to um, put my consciousness into it and program this reality. And once I became aware of that, uh, the reality really attacked, or seemed to attack. There seemed to be a counter force, a countering movement, as if it were trying to stop me. You get what I mean? So, uh, and the more I became aware of the powers, basically, I became aware, the stronger I got, the more intense the pushback became. And it got to a point, and I'm trying to go ahead and stop the video and sum it up because I have to get back to doing what I'm doing, or else this will take all day. And I'll fill in the gaps someday. But it got so extreme, my level of awareness got so extreme that the forces, the opposing forces, began sending the government in certain forms. It began going inside of people, this dark energy going inside of people that I would meet, so that they could come into my life and so that they could keep holding me back. So that was the point. So it hijacks people that are vulnerable to its hijacking, people that aren't aware and awake, that are vulnerable to it. They're just immersed in this world. They desperately want to fit in, be a part of it. And so they um, they are the ones that the reality, just like in the Matrix movies where the Agent Smith goes inside people's bodies. Something about this coffee has a woody, I swear it reminds me of some kind of alcoholic beverage with some kind of I'm looking at a turtle. um, some alcoholic beverage and some kind of woody taste. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, I have to ask her what kind of coffee. She gave me a cup of coffee, a customer. So so it began using people to the reality, hijacking them so that they could come after me. And this has happened multiple times. And it's almost predictable. I expect it to happen. Each time I push forward, it becomes aware, it hijacks somebody or places them into my realm so that they can begin to attempt to control me. At some point, I discovered the internet, and the internet was going to be the tool that would allow not just my consciousness to expand, it would be a tool to help me fully become my true self through leverage. And this is for you too, the viewer. That's what the internet came here for, into this reality, to connect you back to your true self. It's a huge tool to help you return back. And when the reality saw this, when the dark opposing forces saw this, it, because at this point it attempted to use someone, hijack someone, and then use government to try to stop me. And then it decided to try and use, once I got past that, or was getting past that era, like I woke up and I was near the point of becoming self-aware, and I ended up starting my own business. That was a step forward to becoming free and independent and autonomous and not a slave to this reality. It was a step forward, and then my aim was to at some point leverage the internet to create something, because it would help be the conduit for that change, for that shift. So what did the reality do? It gave up on using hijacking people to use the government. It then, the dark reality infiltrated and went inside of a family member of mine and made that family member, who would be the most dysfunctional person that you can think of, hijack that person and made them famous. So why is that? It made that person famous in order for that person to become a gatekeeper to the internet. Now, the internet is for anybody. The internet is something that everybody can log on to, right? And because of that, since it's anybody can use it, you would think, oh, well, nobody can stop you because it's the internet, right? Well, the person that I know that became internet famous, if I were to begin creating success on the internet, that person, out of spite and jealousy, would attempt to do something to sabotage my efforts. So let's say that I created a YouTube channel or a Facebook page, and through some strange fluke, I went viral, and then I started making money online like they do. Then that family member of mine would attempt to, if they knew that I was making money, they would attempt to do something to sabotage that. It could be anything. It could be, reporting videos or thumbs down in the video, or doing something in my personal life outside of the internet in order to try to stop me. The Dark Reality selected someone that would act as a gatekeeper to the internet to prevent me from leveraging the internet for my own spiritual advancement. And hey, what's up, Rudy? Post Nostalgos, what is up? So I was just out here enjoying my coffee break, and the coffee my customer gave me, for some reason, has a woody smell, and then like it almost reminds me of when you drink whiskey. There's some kind of aroma, a woody whiskey type of something, and it's actually really good. And I don't know why, but this is just coffee, but it's got a really good flavor. And I'm thankful I got to enjoy that. Oh, good to see you. Yep, good to see you, man. I decided I was going to do a live tonight, and I was actually going to do a live when I do 100 subscribers, but I thought I would do a pre-live live. It's technically the first live, but it was kind of like a test live, because I would like to celebrate a small milestone of 100 subscribers if once I get to that point, and we're getting closer to that. And yep, and so hopefully I'm thinking that this channel, Stardust Simulation, will it's interesting. I did a life path number. My life path number is number 9, and I did the life path number for Stardust Simulation. It's also a 9, the day that I created it. So Stardust Simulation birthday and me have. So I kind of wonder if this is kind of like my purpose. You know what I'm saying, man? I hope you're having a good day. But yeah, I thought I would make a live since I got up to 80 subscribers, and then just to test it out, and then that way I'll kind of have an idea of how it goes whenever I do a live for the 100 subscriber celebration. I'm doing a video for every 10 subscribers I get until we get 100, and then after that I won't be doing it every 10 subscribers. I'll probably do one at the 150, and then at 200, and like that, and then after 200 I'll do it every 100 or something like that. I don't know. I'm kind of I love branding and marketing, and I like the idea of creating Stardust Simulation stuff. I always thought it cool to make shirts and stuff, and if I get a following big enough, I'd like to make some cool 80s retro looking stuff, you know what I mean? But I really have to get back to work, and it was good to see you on here, and I'm gonna leave it with some nature before I sign off. Y'all have a good day.